Clipse album
Was released.
was released
This was
on
released
Friday,
Tuesday.
and they also did Tiny Desk.
They did.
So
Listen. This is one hell of a rollout.
yeah, yeah, they hit a lot of different places along the rollout. All the major places, along with some obscure places you might not have thought of. You know, they were on a podcast speaking, and they said that they serviced the album, and something that you really don't hear being done anymore, but they were trying to send it to publications
Mhm.
early so they could listen to it and do a proper interview. It's kind of an old school thing, but they went and did that, and I
Props
thought
to
that was cool.
JBP. I know you're talking about the Joe Budden podcast. Props to them for getting that interview.
Yes, it was the Joe Budden podcast interview. Yes, it
I
was.
mean, we should give them credit for that.
You're right. You know, I never know when to give them, shout outs up here or not. I'd be trying to,
No, that can easily be fact checked. That one can easily be fact checked. No, they did. They dropped what was it, their Saturday episode.
no, but it was a Patreon only episode. Yes.
Yeah, they did a Patreon only episode of where they interviewed the Clipse and then dropped
Yeah.
after the day the album came out, I believe.
So, yeah, we've heard the album. We saw the Tiny Desk. Where you want to start?
We can start with the album.
Okay, Malice has done it again. He is back to being Malice.
He's back
It's
to being
crazy out
Malice.
here. First he was Malice, then he was no Malice.
No
Now
Malice.
he's Malice again. It's crazy. But I think that's the first thing we have to say about the album. The album is 13 tracks, excuse me. And for those who don't know, it's called Let God Sort 'Em Out.
Mm-hmm.
I think they took a big risk with the first track, but I think it's worked in their favor because it's not even a single, but everyone is talking about how they took such a big risk with this first song.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it's like the only deep song on the project. Which I guess you could argue that's not true, but it's extremely deep. And they said on Joe Budden podcast interview, they just wanted to get it out the way. And that's why it's track one. And I think that is extremely unconventional, but if that's what people are talking about and that's what people want to focus on, then I guess it worked. Sometimes you take a big risk and it doesn't work. And it seemed like it worked for them. So I'm happy for them with that. I think that's the first thing we got to address as far as the actual music goes. But then for me, what was interesting was we get Kendrick on the next track.
Yeah. So wait, can we back up a little bit? I do wanna address the first track since that's where you started. I thought it was a beautiful song. There was I'm trying to think. So we didn't review Memphis Bleak, but we did listen to Memphis Bleak, both of us, as far as I know. The reason
Yeah.
I'm bringing up Memphis Bleak is because there's a song on his album that reminded me of Can't Be Life. I cannot remember what it's called right now.
Okay.
The reason why I'm making the connection between the two, the content of the song, I don't think was anything like what we're talking about. However, it gave me that same feel of something like that where the subject line is heavy, but to me, like, it was beautifully done. If
Mm-hmm.
there's a way to deliver that beautifully, I think they did. I like hip hop that sometimes falls within a certain range or has like it falls within a certain tempo and has that sort of it's like one of those things where I'm tripping up because I'm trying to be sensitive about the fact that it's about their parents that they just lost. I think that's really important. I don't want to commodify what they did, or compare it. That's not why I'm bringing this. That's not why I'm bringing it up. Um, but it gave me that same feeling that those songs give me when I listen to them. It's moving. It sounds good also, just so you know. But it was moving, and I don't know, it's like one of those things that I have not yet experienced, but I'm always filled with dread when I think about the fact that I will experience that in my lifetime as well. So I don't know. I just wanted to kind of speak on that a little bit because I when I first listened to it, I played it a few times. I don't know if it was therapy to them, but it almost felt like therapy to me, thinking about like people that I've lost and just thinking about loss in general. I don't know. But yeah.
Got you.
And John,
Yeah,
John
it's a
and John Legend is gonna show up every time. One day we're gonna have a conversation about whether John Legend is hip hop or not, but I wanna have that chat.
okay. Yeah, no, it's a great record, deep record, definitely impactful on the album for sure. Like I said, it worked in their favor, it seems like. And then we get that Kendrick verse next. The infamous
Yeah.
Kendrick verse that, Def Jam didn't want out. I didn't expect to get Kendrick next. I thought it would be later in the album, but we got
Hmm.
Kendrick, and right after that, we got a Tyler the Creator feature. And I was like,
Hmm.
wow, they arguably put their two biggest features right at the beginning of the album. I didn't expect that, but the songs are
And
great.
that Tyler song is great.
Yeah, POV is called. POV
Yeah,
is great.
it's one of my favorite songs.
POV is great. Chains and Whips is great, which is the one with Kendrick.
Chains and
Kendrick
Whips is
went
great.
nuts.
Hmm.
Kendrick went nuts. And we don't get the single "So Be It" till track 4. And then we get the other single, Ace Trumpets, right after. And I thought the way they did this was really, really interesting.
Mm.
Not the normal sequencing of an album. Very interesting the way they did it. Yeah, POV is a great record. I've grown Chains and Whips. I've grown to love. I don't have a song I don't like on this project. I don't want to go track by track, but
Same.
yeah, I don't have a song I don't like on this project. It sounds like a great body of work. It sounds like Malice and Push really work together. Sound like exactly what they said in all the interviews. It sound like, yeah, that Pharrell shit y'all hear over there, you will never hear
We
it
don't want
over
any of that.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We make him make beats in front of us the same way we write in front of him. And so I thought that was great. Yeah, you hear some great production here.
It's so good.
There is one song, I can't remember which song it is, but Pharrell singing in that really high pitched tone.
Oh, damn. What is it called? Because I like
I
that.
don't know off the top of my head.
I mean, I agree with you. I don't think there's any song that I don't like, but I can't remember. It's like, I want to say it's like fourth to last or fifth to last.
I don't want to waste too much time, but whatever is the song where Pharrell's singing with like the high voice, I just prefer if he didn't sing like that. I'm not a fan of when Pharrell sings with the super high pitch.
No, that's where you were. I had no idea what you were going to say about it.
Yeah, I don't really like that when he
You don't
sounds
really
like
like it.
that. It's
Okay.
kind of like Kanye be trying to sing like that too sometimes.
He
I
does.
don't know if
Yeah.
he got it, who got it from who, but I'm not a
Right.
fan of it. When either one of them sound like that, it's probably my only real critique of the project. It's a solid album. It sounds true to the Clipse and their past works. Malice sounds great. Pusha sounds great.
They both sound.
Yeah, I do wish that there was a little more of the mixing up on who goes first and second. It seemed like every song Push went first and Malice went after. And that's cool. There's one song they do a little back and forth type thing, which that was nice. But I wish there was more of a mix up of who went first and second.
That's a good call out. Yeah.
Not that it sounds bad. I just wish we got a little more of that because it seemed kind of like a template that
Yeah.
works for them. I'm curious what it would be like in reverse.
It
We
was
didn't
first.
really get
Yeah.
to hear that up here.
No, that's a good call out. Yeah, I think that would be interesting if they switched it up. Um, I will say, "So Be It" still does it for me. It's that beat. First of all the beats are great. I don't think there was any of them where I was like, "Why did they choose this?"
Right.
I felt like everything sounded good, and I didn't. Um, Sometimes when I go and I turn on an album, sometimes I'll get lost in whatever I'm doing, and I'll have to turn it off for a little bit. I didn't feel that way when I was listening to this. I kind of was able to lock into everything and keep listening to it beyond, a couple of songs. It just felt like it made sense. I don't know if cohesive is the word I'd use. I just feel like it all made sense to me listening to it. And like you said, they sound great. They were back like they never left as far as I'm concerned. I mean, 13 years is a long time. So you don't know what you're gonna get. And I have a little bit of an apology that I would like to, and I probably should have addressed it at the beginning when we talked about the first song. But I was a little hard on them for saying they were gonna release music and then we never knew if it was coming or when it was coming or something like that.
Yes. Yep.
And I do want to apologize because again, I have not experienced what they've gone through. But the idea of experiencing what they have gone through gives me great angst.
Mhm.
And knowing that they lost their parents, both of them, in such a short amount of time, knowing that Malice was going through what he was going through and finding his faith or getting closer to his faith, I should say. I get it. And then working with Pharrell, who's one of the busiest men in show business.
That's right.
I understand. And I was a little too hard on them about I didn't know everything that was going on and sometimes that's why you should just shut up. So I apologize for being an asshole about the fact that they hadn't released their album yet. Yeah, I wanted to say that. I felt that on my heart earlier. And I was like, I was hard on them and I'm actually glad. I almost posted a clip the week the album came back out of me saying those same things and I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't, because I know a lot more now than I did then.
Right.
And I can say when I'm wrong. So, yeah.
Hey, did you hear that he responded to Jim Jones?
Yes. I saw it.
Zeus Network, nigga.
Oh, yes. No, I heard that. I heard that. And
He
then
said, "Get you
the interviews
15."
he's been doing.
Yeah. He said, "Get
The
you
interviews he's been doing
5,500."
has sorry.
No, go.
I was going to say the interviews he's been doing, Push has been doing are very I don't want to call it subliminal. I don't think there's anything subliminal about the things he's saying. He's saying it outright. Like I don't y'all don't even you're not even we're not even in the same lane. Like
Yep.
I don't even know why you're saying my name. Like I don't I don't even know why you think you get to say my name next to yours. Like
Right.
what?
Right.
And,
He said it.
and Malice is kind of like, "Yep." I love the way Malice doesn't say too much, but he says just enough.
Right.
They're the
Exactly.
perfect duo as far as I'm concerned. Like one of them
Big
is
brother.
very high energy, which we'll get to when we talk about Tiny Desk. And then the other one is very chill, but they're very attuned to one another.
Yep.
And I love that. And I think that's why they're able to make such great music because they feed off of each other. I imagine if I made music with my siblings, it would probably be we're not musically inclined. But if we were, I imagine there would be a lot of synergy there. You can definitely feel their chemistry even when they're just doing interviews. I think it just oozes off of them. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. All right, Tiny Desk. Talk to us.
I thought it was good. I did think that also a bold choice to go from Birds Don't Sing to Grindin'.
They did. I thought it was Chains and Whips.
No. They did Birds Don't Sing, and then it ended with the audio that's on the actual song, and then Push says, something about people in the audience, are there day one Clipse fans in the audience, and then they go into grinding.
Okay. I thought it was the opposite. I'm gonna check. You are correct. I'm wrong. Yes, you're right.
Yeah. So I thought that was bold. For me, it was a weird transition. I get
Could see
it. I understand. We just brought it down. We brought the mood down in the room. Now we gotta bring it back up. I'm
that. Right.
assuming that was the thought process behind that. I almost wish they would have started with Birds Don't Sing the same way they start the album. Not because I think they should have gotten it out of the way, but I think it's so sensitive that you probably don't want to end with it.
Right.
But when it's in the middle and it's right before your arguably most
Biggest
popular
record.
song, it's kind of awkward. It kind of feels weird. I feel like if I was in the room, I would have been like, do I dance to this? Do I not? Because
Right.
I'm still kind of over there. So I don't know. I feel like there was a better transition. I just don't know what it is. That was really my only complaint about it. I like that the one guy from the band came and he did
That
you
was the
know,
drummer. That was great.
the drummer did the beat on the table like you do when you're in the lunchroom, and
That's right.
I thought
Like
that
we all were.
was right. So I thought that was super cool. I thought having the singers come out was great. Yeah, I didn't really have I thought their energy was up. That's what I was gonna say. I feel like Pusha T is it's so funny because when you see Pusha T by himself, I think for me, let me speak for me, when I see Pusha T by himself, I always think of him as like this serious guy. Like he makes jokes and stuff. I'm not saying he doesn't, but to me, he just has this presence about him. And he's like the guy in the room that everybody respects and like everybody reveres. And I'm so glad that I mean, he was holding it down while Malice wasn't there, but I'm so glad that they're together because their personalities really do shine through when they're together. And I like the fact that his energy is more pronounced, I think, when he's sitting next to his brother. I feel like
Yeah.
he feels more comfortable, and you get to see, like, he is a funny guy. You get to see that he is high energy. I think he was very reserved for the last few years when you did see him do interviews and things like that. I feel like he was a lot more reserved than he's been since, the gang is back in effect.
Right. Yeah, you could definitely see his energy. I agree totally. He definitely is the high energy person from the two of them. That showed in the performances. He's way more excited and animated, and Malice is kind of just like
No, right. But
so.
also still a really cool guy. Like when he does, like I said, when he does talk, you're like, oh, like he's dope too. He's just different,
Right. Yes. Yes. And so I related a lot to Malice while watching that. I thought that was really funny.
And I relate a lot to Push. Yeah.
And so yeah, Malice was kind of just waiting to kill shit. You know what I'm saying? He just like, all right, I'm gonna just chill. You do the talking. I'll be here.
Hmm.
Okay, my verse. Okay, let me go. All right, you need me
Hmm.
to help with the hook. All right, let me jump in. Um, so I thought that was cool. I don't have any critiques really of this Tiny Desk. I thought it was smart to do two old records, two new records, and then end with grinding. I was caught off guard, and I don't really know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I was caught off guard when they weren't doing the grinding hook. Um, they only did it at the end, and I was
Hmm.
confused. But I guess it was to get the crowd involved and to engage.
Yeah.
It just caught me off guard. I'm not saying it was good or
Yeah.
bad. I just was like, hey, what's going on here?
What
Where's the
happened? Yeah.
classic hook we're all used to?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was good. Again, I thought it was smart the way they set it up.
Yeah, the grinding part, I didn't think much of it, but you're right. That was a little odd.
Yeah, it just caught me off guard. But if it was to get the crowd involved, then that was a smart move. I didn't think it sounded bad either. It just caught me off guard because it's also the big record, right? If you're closing out,
Yeah,
you would expect that to be done, heard, whatever. But yeah, great show, great energy, and a great period, or maybe even exclamation point on the press run because I believe that was the last thing that we got because that came out the same day the album came out.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, well, and then there's been all these interviews that have been coming out that I guess they did over the last however many days or week
Hmm.
that I've been seeing. I've been seeing clips of them. I don't think it's. I think they interviewed with Complex because I've been seeing clips of.
Complex, GQ, Apple, Breakfast Club, Joe Budden podcast. They also did Spotify Colors. I don't know what that is, but yeah. And then I saw an interview pop up on Spotify, but I don't know if it's from a podcast or what.
Yeah, so I thought it was a great rollout. I mean, it got people talking about them at the very least. So
And
it's
that's
what
what
you
you want.
want when your album's coming out.
Absolutely.